Welcome to Instant Updates Desk. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. India has entered the South China Sea, launching a historic joint naval patrol with the Philippines, an unprecedented move that is sending ripples across the region. This operation is an unmistakable signal to China and the world, highlighting a new era of maritime cooperation and strategic resolve. For the first time ever, the Indian and Philippine navies are patrolling together in these highly contested waters, marking a dramatic shift in Asian geopolitics and the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. India is stepping out of the shadows, moving beyond its traditional role and actively shaping Indo-Pacific security alongside a key Southeast Asian partner. This bold move is the result of years of deepening ties, trust building, and shared concerns over China's growing assertiveness in the region. The Philippines, under President Marcos Jr., has been seeking new alliances and partners to counter constant pressure and repeated incursions in its own waters. India, with its own long-standing border disputes and military standoffs with China, understands the stakes and the risks involved all too well. This joint patrol is a bold demonstration of solidarity and shared purpose, uniting two vibrant democracies in the pursuit of a free and open maritime order. For India, it's a leap from economic engagement to hard security cooperation, signaling its readiness to play a more assertive role in regional defense. For the Philippines, it's a diplomatic win, diversifying its security partnerships beyond its traditional U.S. alliance and gaining a new, capable partner. Middle powers are now building their own security networks, forging new coalitions and no longer waiting for superpowers to dictate terms or set the agenda. As their ships cut through the choppy waters of the South China Sea, India and the Philippines are charting a new course for regional security, one that could inspire others to follow. The world is watching closely. This could be the start of a more coordinated multinational effort to ensure peace, stability, and freedom of navigation in one of the world's most critical and contested waterways. The South China Sea is a vital maritime crossroads and a flashpoint for conflict. China's sweeping 9-line claim overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. For Filipinos, this is a fight for sovereignty and survival, as fishermen are driven from their waters and energy exploration is blocked. The 2012 seizure of Scarborough Shoal by China pushed Manila to seek international arbitration. In 2016, the Hague Tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, invalidating China's claims. China ignored the ruling, building military outposts on artificial islands and escalating tensions. The Philippines, once conciliatory, has shifted to a more assertive stance under President Marcos Jr., strengthening alliances to defend its maritime rights. The struggle for the South China Sea is now a daily battle for sovereignty and the rule of law. The Indian and Philippine navies have launched their first joint patrol in the West Philippine Sea, a clear show of support for Manila's sovereign rights. Warships from both nations are conducting coordinated maneuvers and surveillance, building trust and operational synergy. By patrolling within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, India is endorsing the 2016 arbitral ruling and the principles of international law. This is not a neutral exercise, it's a calculated presence in contested waters. The joint patrol is a diplomatic masterstroke, signaling a new era of security cooperation beyond traditional alliances. For India, it's a tangible evolution of its Act East policy. For the Philippines, it's proof of successful diversification. The patrol asserts international law, aiming to prevent conflict by demonstrating unity and resolve. The message, stability in the Indo-Pacific, is a shared responsibility. The urgency behind the India-Philippines patrol is rooted in relentless Chinese harassment in the South China Sea. China uses gray zone tactics, water cannons, dangerous maneuvers, and swarming maritime militia to intimidate and exhaust the Philippines without triggering war. Filipino supply boats and fishermen face constant threats, with livelihoods and food security at risk. Swarms of Chinese vessels disguised as fishing boats establish de facto control over disputed areas. These tactics overwhelm the Philippines' patrol capacity and normalize China's presence. The campaign of coercion has made partnerships like the one with India essential for Manila's defense. The joint patrol is a direct response to this persistent pressure. The India-Philippines patrol is more than just a routine military drill, it's a powerful symbol of evolving partnerships and shared aspirations in the region. It's a strategic signal to the Indo-Pacific, demonstrating unity and resolve in a rapidly changing maritime landscape. For the Philippines, this patrol stands as a cornerstone of a bold new foreign policy, marking its transformation from a passive bystander to an active shaper of its own destiny and regional affairs. By partnering with India, a major Asian power with no territorial claims in the South China Sea, the Philippines signals that the quest for a rules-based order is a shared goal, uniting a diverse coalition of nations. For India, this marks a shift from primarily economic engagement to a more robust security involvement in the region, recognizing that the stability of the South China Sea is now vital to its own national interests and maritime security. The patrol is a clear statement that India's security concerns and strategic reach now extend deep into the Pacific, far beyond its traditional sphere. This exercise strongly endorses multilateralism and collective security, as middle powers increasingly build their own alliances and networks, independent of superpower rivalry. It's a model for other Southeast Asian nations to follow, showing that alternatives exist beyond simply choosing between Washington and Beijing, and that regional cooperation is possible. By sailing together, India and the Philippines reinforce the primacy of international law over coercion. Their message is clear. The Indo-Pacific's future should be shaped by dialogue, cooperation, and law, not by dominance or intimidation. This patrol may be a small step, but it is a significant and meaningful move in defending that vision for the region's future. The foundation for this historic joint patrol was laid during President Marcos Jr.'s landmark visit to New Delhi, a trip that marked a significant turning point in regional diplomacy and security cooperation. His meeting with Prime Minister Modi was pivotal, focusing on deepening defense and security ties and elevating the relationship between the two nations to a genuine strategic partnership with far-reaching implications. Both leaders strongly emphasized the importance of a free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific, a clear reference to countering actions that threaten international law and stability, particularly in the contested waters of the South China Sea. The visit produced concrete outcomes, including agreements on joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and defense industrial collaboration, setting the stage for a new era of cooperation. The Philippines, eager to modernize its military capabilities, now sees India as a key supplier of advanced hardware, from cutting-edge missile systems to other critical defense technologies. Discussions also included future acquisitions beyond BrahMos missiles, such as modern naval vessels, sophisticated radar systems, and other high-tech equipment to bolster maritime security. This deepening defense relationship reflects a convergence of interests and values between two vibrant democracies, both facing similar security challenges and committed to upholding regional stability. Marcos's trip signaled a decisive move beyond reliance on the U.S., as the Philippines seeks to build a more resilient and diversified network of alliances across Asia and the Indo-Pacific. The joint patrol is the direct result of this forward-looking diplomacy, representing a bold step toward greater regional security and cooperation in the face of evolving challenges. Analysts see India's joint patrol as a watershed moment in Asian geopolitics. India, once cautious, is now walking the talk on its Act East policy, recognizing that passivity is no longer an option. Southeast Asian experts welcome India's presence, which gives claimant states more diplomatic leverage and partnership options. This move dilutes the US-China rivalry narrative, empowering smaller nations and upholding international law. India's approach is assertive but not aggressive, framed as cooperation, not provocation. Experts call it calibrated balancing, raising the stakes for China without escalating conflict. India's shift is also a response to China's growing presence in the Indian Ocean. The joint patrol signals that India can be just as active in the Pacific as China is in the Indian Ocean. It's a classic case of reciprocal strategic engagement. The regional security landscape is changing, and India is now a key player. The India-Philippines partnership is cemented by a landmark defense deal, the $375 million BrahMos missile contract. The BrahMos, renowned for its speed and precision, gives the Philippines a credible coastal defense for the first time. Deployed along the western coastline, these missiles create a powerful deterrent, making aggressive moves in Philippine waters far riskier. The deal marks India's emergence as a major defense exporter and opens doors for other Southeast Asian nations. By providing advanced capabilities, India helps smaller countries build deterrence and reduce reliance on outside powers. The BrahMos transforms the Philippines from passive protester to active defender. This shift changes the calculus for any potential aggressor in the West Philippine Sea. The missile's presence, combined with joint patrols, signals a new, assertive Philippine defense strategy. The BrahMos is more than a weapon, it's a symbol of a self-reliant India-backed Philippines. The Joint Patrol and BrahMos deal mark a new era for India-Philippines relations, one of the Indo-Pacific's most significant emerging partnerships. Expect more complex joint exercises, deeper intelligence sharing, and collaboration on maritime domain awareness. India's advanced surveillance can help the Philippines monitor its vast waters and counter gray zone tactics. Economic and technological ties will also grow, with opportunities in IT, space, and renewable energy. Stronger people-to-people links will further cement the alliance. This partnership is built on shared interests and values, not old treaties. Together, India and the Philippines are shaping a multipolar, stable regional order. Their embrace across the sea signals a promising future for both nations and the entire region.